Okay, we're back.
You've been seeing what's going on with Lil Tay, right?
It was brief.
Dude, I think, again, you tell me, but there's something about a girl turning the age of 18 and then minutes later starting an OnlyFans. How have we...
Yeah, no, it's
what have we... I can't even...
It's blasphemous.
Yeah, I can't even put into words how weird this is.
You can't knock her. I mean, if I'm her, I'm probably doing the same thing. Because I don't even think she's...
No, if I
don't even think she's posting up on there, like, fully. Like, I think it's just, like, semi-lewd pictures. And it's like, if I have to do that, the way I would go about it, I would, like, do it one time, get my money, invest, and I'm out of there. Especially if I don't have to, like, fully expose everything. Like, if I kind of just post a picture that's...
Yeah, like,
something that I'm
wearing
just
like a shirt.
That I'm not going to post on Instagram. Yeah, like wearing a shirt without like stuff under it type stuff. You know, like I would post like a couple pictures and then I'm out.
I'm not even trying to like criticize her, but I do think though, it's like her background's what makes it weird too. Because she's also, remember, she has a history of having like being exploited. She was like a young flexer back in the day. She was making some, she was like just like people were hating on her early on because she was a kid being exploited by her parents.
Yeah,
and she was just kind of like trying to get money any way she could. So she was just like, she was an influencer when she was like, what, 13 or some shit? Like she was like hella young.
The biggest flexer.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
On the internet.
And then when you see like the internet thing, like internet going crazy over her getting on the OnlyFans, like I understand some of the rationale though, because I do think the way she was pitching it, she already had posts ready with her like using like seductive clothing, and she was like advertising it.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And like people within the close circle, because I was doing research, people like within the close circle were saying like she was prepping for this for a minute.
Well, I mean, yeah, if the clock strikes 12 and you have 20 posts out, I mean, they were taken prior.
Yeah, like she was prepping for, and she was dedicated to this shit. Like there was no second thoughts on it. And I get it. It's like a kind of like a cheat code for women to do that.
If you have that exposure.
Yeah, and frankly, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, don't do it. I think at the end of the day, get your bag, get your money. I don't criticize people's decision to want to go on OnlyFans, but then it's like, I think a lot of young people go into it not realizing like the repercussions of it. Which is totally fine. I mean, if you like, it's one of those things where it's like, accept the consequences that ever come by you, basically. Not that like their lives are worse off now. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of OnlyFans models that will retire with like hundreds of millions of dollars in their pocket. So like that's not really financially,
but in terms of like
personal lives and everything,
personal lives, human connection, there may be some blemishes there.
It kind of goes back to like how porn stars are basically looked at. They're basically like, they'll say all the time, like, they have trouble dating, they have trouble finding a man that doesn't look at them in like a sexual manner. Like they have trouble doing those things.
I mean,
and it's like that's part of like the end result of being in that industry too.
Yeah.
Because it's like people don't take you like that.
It's like if I'm an NBA player, people are only going to see me for playing basketball.
Yeah, and OnlyFans kind of like fits that same way. When you have a girl as young as Lil Tay literally hopping on OnlyFans immediately as soon as she turns 18. The way it's pitched though is like so weird, bro, because it's like she's technically underage and then she becomes of age and then she posts,
Well, there are niggas salivating for that shit.
Yeah, like
it's weird.
For how do you make $1 million off rip?
Bad Baby did the same thing.
There has to be a percentage of those guys that are definitely pedos. And they're probably like, I'm gonna catch on to her before she really matures.
I'm sure. I'm
not saying it's all of them, but it's like,
I'm sure
there has to be a percentage of those guys, because the fact that they're waiting at midnight to lock in their money is crazy.
Yeah, whoever was waiting in queue, I mean, I feel like all of them have your eyebrow up when you're near them, like questionable. I don't know. That's just weird in general. I'm already not the biggest. I'm not gonna say supporter. I don't know the word, but I'm not like I wouldn't buy that in general. But just to be like waiting for that shit to go live, that's kind of weird. Very weird, actually.
It just kind of seems like, I don't know, man. It seems a bit suspicious. Probably really well timed.
And $1 million is a lot too. That's like, it's one thing if it was like 50K, 100K.
100K.
But it's like, that's a lot of niggas, man.
How do dudes got money? Like, I get it's $5-10, but like, why are you spending money on like imaginary shit though? That's one thing I never understood, especially when you look at OnlyFans and then you look at like, the porn industry. How do you spend so much money when everything is readily available to you for $0? That doesn't make sense, right? And it could be like the one-on-one relationships that you think you have.
I was going to say like they want that specific person to do certain things, like especially like when it comes to the personalized stuff on OnlyFans. Like they want that specific person to send them like a personalized message of them rating their penis or something. Like
You think so?
yeah, like there are different tiers to things on there.
Oh my god, no, you're right. Yeah, like
And
they could submit shit.
I know a lot of the girls, like the bigger ones, they have mods on the shit who kind of like run it for them with their personal DMs and just like send pictures of themselves to these dudes, and it's not really them talking.
Dude, I find it weird though because I think that's a good point because I saw a girl on there's like this one girl on like YouTube I saw like a creator and she was streaming, she would get like 1,000 views, but that girl was traveling like to Japan and back like several times a year. She was going to all. I'm like, how does she have all this money? Like, there's no way with her viewership unless she's capitalizing in some other way.
1,000 live views is a lot though.
I'm talking about she was excessive with it. Like she was.
Yeah.
It seems like she's just well off beyond everyone else. And then it turns out she has also OnlyFans. And like I was curious. I was like, let me see what services she provides. 15-minute call, 30-minute call, like analysis of your looks.
You could upcharge for that.
They
too.
have she has all these different categories in which she
that's-
charges
that's
people.
a smart business model.
And it's like, damn.
And you could really build a monopoly with that too.
You
because
could build a monopoly.
with how technology is advancing. Those personalized calls, you could just AI it.
Dude, it's just so bizarre to me to spend so much money on that. And it's like, it sucks too because a lot of these dudes, like, that is like their connection because they don't speak to women in general. And it's like, I don't see myself asking a random ass girl online, like, could you rate my size for me? Like, is this good? Like, am I well off? And what happens if it's a decent size, but then she says, nah, it's not my type?
It's heartbreak.
Brother, are you
Heartbreak.
kidding?
Yeah.
Like, and imagine I'm looking to her as like a connection.
I have seen, because I'll see like podcast clips. I'll see that some guys, they'll be slanging like a cannon, but they like to be degraded too. So it's like the woman will say their shit's small and like that's what'll get them going rather than.
Oh,
You know
I see what you're saying. Like,
Yeah,
it's
so
like
I
a
mean,
fetish.
there's it's a whole spectrum. Like it's just
I just feel like, it's like having one girl and like clearly these girls have money, so their standards are higher than most. That's just how it goes. Like they're not gonna date someone that's probably a fan in general. They could though, you never know. And it's like these girls aren't even like looking at you, man. Like that's the shit that really sucks. Is like these girls, you are literally a insignificant speck of dust, bro. Like you're
Yeah, but
literally just
when
money.
they do the Willie ratings, it's like they're looking at you for that 1 second, and that's what matters.
And that's what matters.
to them
And like
when they spend that $10.
And it's like, bro, like in the back of your mind, like, do you not think like, oh my God, she's spending time with me. She's rating my own PP. Like, goddamn, like I'm blessed. And then like 5 minutes after that call, she's getting plowed by Mr. BBC over here. Like, fuck. like, what am I supposed to do? Like, do you think that she's yours? That's probably what I think a lot of these dudes probably think because they have that connection with her. Or at least they think so.
Yeah, and
It's
that's
like she's mine. Like I know she's waiting for me. Like I know as long as like it's like the whole donating to streamers epidemic where a lot of broke dudes were fangirling over female streamers like Pokemon. Like there was that one famous guy who like he's like, I have no more money for rent, but I just have to donate to you because I want to see you really just do your thing and like here take my money. And she was like, oh my God, thank you so much for the dono.
I don't understand.
But then she was also saying like you probably shouldn't spend your last. She's not being ignorant about it. The dude's going broke, and it's not really her. Like I said, it's not really her fault or the. Like, if females want to post themselves up there, it's the guys choosing to spend money on them.
It's not.
I'm not saying the females aren't contributing to the overall world potentially becoming more like this in the future with like more guys hopping on these streaming platforms and not really meeting women in general. I think that's part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a major issue. Frankly, it's like that's what I didn't like about Andrew Tate and like his whole movement of like, oh, build strong men and all this bullshit. He made his success off of these streaming platforms where he would literally have women supposedly talk to these men, but it was really just him and his back end, and they were milking these dudes for money. And the way he would say it is like, I'm milking these dudes for like 500,000. They're like, they're giving me their fucking whole check. Like they didn't even see it coming.
You're talking about when he was like managing girls?
No, how he made his business, how he made his wealth when he first started.
When he was managing girls, you're saying.
Yes, and it's like it's funny to me because then he comes out and says, nah, you gotta be strong. You gotta be, bro, you're part of the issue.
It's a two-sided thing because it's like yes, but like again, these are adults we're dealing with. It's one thing if they're, and now granted, I'm sure there are some younger folk in the mix who kind of like who will take their parents' credit card to join Hustlers University or something like that.
If you knew I had an alcohol problem, would you buy me alcohol?
Obviously not, but that's just because I'm your friend.
So then we're on the same page. So it's the same way with this.
I'm your friend and I care about your well-being.
Exactly. But even if you weren't my friend, if I knew that you had an issue, I would not want to contribute towards gambling, for instance. I would never do a gambling thing. And it depends how you pitch it, though. Like, for instance, XQC, he gambles with his own money, and he just straight up says, do not do this, you're going to lose money. I'm a millionaire, so let me do it. I think that's the way to approach it. Same thing goes for other things, other services. I would never promote gambling, and I would never even want to sell an industry like that, because I know how it leads to people just losing everything. These streaming services, all this stuff, it's like, it seems fulfilling during the time, and then afterwards, you're like, I'm out $100 and I need that high again, so let me do it again next week. It's like, damn. It's like an endless cycle.
Because I was going to say, going back to the alcohol thing, it's like obviously I wouldn't get you alcohol, but I would do my best to help you. But if you kept going, there's going to come a point where I kind of just have to let you do you, because you're your own person.
Yeah, no. I get that. These are services that are not necessarily producing a net good. They're producing a negative for men. And his whole thing is, let me help men grow in many different ways. But it's like, that's one of the most debilitating things for men right now. The sex industry is not healthy for young men. It's just not.
I agree with that.
We got into a generation where everything was at literally the palm of our hands, and it was starting to become more accessible. Now it's even more accessible than ever before. But before then, bro, I would be on that shit like every night. I'd be like, damn. Like I would.
Do you want to tell them about your bonding vow?
Yeah, I was like, it got to the point where I was like, bro, I'm so over this dude, and like I have self control, but I just want to see how long I could stick it out for. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do anything involving that. Let's just be celibate. Let's just be celibate for the next however many months or year. I don't know. I said until further notice.
You should also tell them that, like, about the part where you like started putting stuff on our whole friend group.
Oh yeah. So basically, so as a way for me, and again, I think it's okay as long as I fulfill. But basically, as a vow, I put down, if I were to give in to any of those temptations, ruin will fall upon me, my friends,
His family too.
my co-hosts, everyone I know.
He included his mother and father.
Ruin will fall down upon all of us until further notice. And I signed it. We had to make sure we signed it. But the thing is, though, is like, dude, I feel like that's helped me be on course more. Because there have been times, listen, bro, you know how it is.
Which is good as long as you stick to it.
We're working out, I'm working out 6 days a week. I'm running because we're training for a half marathon. We're doing X, Y, and Z. There's some days, bro, where I'm looking at that screen, I'm like, fuck if one of us dies. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, but then I won't do it. I'll be like, I'll hold myself back. And sometimes I almost gave in, but it's I don't give in because it's like I'm in the process of like viewing something, and I'm just like, Julian's got to have kids one day. Like, he's got to see his family.
Rui's gonna fall on us.
He's got to see his son grow up to become a good man. I can't do this. What makes me anxious though is I feel like if something bad were to happen to you guys would be like,
yeah,
he just knocked one off. Then
yeah, I will. Number one, and I think you should go back and revise it to give yourself some.
No, bro, until further notice.
Because it's like, I don't know. I feel like you're gonna cave.
Have faith in me, bro.
I've had faith in you many times, and I've been thoroughly disappointed.
Going back to the OnlyFans thing with obviously Lil Tay, I honestly, her whole thing though, I do feel like it's weird because I know she was going through that phase of exploitation by her parents.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see if maybe her mom and dad, or her mom, I think. Maybe she's the one. Maybe she's still pulling the strings behind like everyone's back.
Maybe. I mean,
but she started making a role for herself.
Seems like from the clips I've seen, like that she's a bit more in control of what's going on.
Well, she has been popping up in like different streams and like different streamers because people remember her. So it's like, it's just so weird how like they all like, man, LA's gotta be crazy, bro. Like, all those streamers in one place is like so bizarre to me.
Speaking of streaming, did you see what I put with the Rampage Jackson kid?
Oh my God, dude. No, you know what's crazy? I've been seeing a lot of Rampage's like streams, and I could tell he's been slowly building up him and his son. And then just seeing that is like, wow.
Yeah, Rampage is a funny ass dude.
He is, bro. And like 6 months just down the drain. Because when that guy wakes up, he's pressing charges. Because I actually saw he's going to the hospital, that wrestler.
I mean, as he should, he got brutalized.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the video here for those of you watching while we're talking about it. Like, that dude, he was smashing him. That wasn't
that was like
so like when he
Invincible
picked him up,
season 2.
Yeah, like that
was bad.
When he picked him up and he dropped him, I was like, okay, that's fine. That's like a wrestling
Well, that
mover.
knocked him unconscious. I think unintentionally.
Yeah, unintentional, and that would have been okay because it's like, oh, it's unintentional. But then he proceeds to hop on him and just starts punching him out.
Yeah,
and those weren't like those were like he was just like going full.
That was I want you dead.
What was that? And people were saying that there was an altercation earlier in the day where he smashed a can in his head.
I did see that.
But the thing is, too, that's performance, though. That's just performance.
It was supposed to be performative, but like Raja didn't understand that I think, from what I read. But then they like made up and apologized, shook hands and everything. So then there wasn't supposed to be any.
There wasn't any animosity.
And
but
then-
why was he smashing him? He probably thought like wrestling's fake, so he'll just take this and be like, oh, it's whatever.
I don't know, man. It was like he was seeing red, because in the clip afterwards, when he was leaving the venue or whatever, he was kind of just like saying they can't fuck with me, like blah blah blah. Like he was kind of just like in that mode.
Really?
Yeah, it just seemed like he was high on adrenaline or something, and he was just all over the place.
Dude, that's not a good thing, bro. Like that's not like, I think he might be done. Like if he gets, like, the thing is though, I feel like nowadays as a celebrity you can kind of get away with murder and people will still follow you, but like this is like kind of absurd. You can argue attempted murder because not only did he knock him out, people will be like if I'm a lawyer, I'll be like, okay, you knocked out my client, but you also proceeded to land 30 hits on him, some back to back to back to back. And also, you know how to fight because your father's a legendary fucking fighter.
I don't know where the fuck the referee was though. He was 12 punches deep. I think he thought it was performative. Once that first punch is thrown at that velocity, like they would know that it's getting a little deep, and they would step in. He was like 6 punches deep before anyone.
Dude, he's 25 years old. If he gets thrown into the can, and that'll be the crazy. That's what people are saying. People are saying like
he's definitely going to go away. I feel like
this guy said once a sociopath, always. I hate reading comments, bro.
His dad said he did have like not that this excuses anything, but may give a reason as to why it got as violent as it did. But he was saying that like he recently got a concussion like a week ago, and he shouldn't even have been in any physical activity like this.
I'm sorry, I have to stop you real quick. This comment says, "I love blacks.
I knew
they don't hurt anyone, and they deserve a."
I knew it was probably gonna be racist.
They deserve a portion of my family's wealth. Yay, blacks! How, dude, like. That's 5 likes. And make that 6. I'm playing. I'm not liking that. Dude, that's kind of.
Come on, man.
Wow, that's kind of. Who's like? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like these people are just so dumb. It's not even because he's like. It's really not even skin color. Like, why is he doing?
I mean, it's definitely gonna. It's definitely gonna make black people look bad, though. Like for the people that already have that stigma surrounding them in their head.
Gen Z's defense for black people. Gorilla mode. Like, that is so bad. No, it's like, I'm not making these comments, by the way. I'm reading just how hateful people can be. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve hate, but definitely not racist hate. He just deserves hate towards, like, his actions alone. Frankly, 23 unanswered punches. I'm thinking about 23.
That's how many he threw?
Yeah, he threw 23.
Oh, I thought it was like 12. 23 straight.
He said 12? Dude, it was like a ricochet. Every punch he landed, he like ricocheted the other one back in.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, where was the ref?
That ref was having a field day. He was probably, maybe he was just a little bit like, he was like, okay, they probably scheduled
maybe
this beforehand.
Maybe he thought he would get snuck or something and catch one himself. But, like, you got to do your job. I'm not saying... That shouldn't just happen in general.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It says right here at the start of the stream, he's still vomiting and his head feels like he's still vomiting in the morning and that he feels very messed up from the head kick he experienced recently. So he's definitely concussed, but there's no excuse for what he did regardless. Yeah. And it's like, I feel like as like a father, like, was Rampage there?
No, I think he was out doing his own stream.
That was just like a Raja stream.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And you can't really apologize either because he's 25. Well, you can, but 25 versus like 18 is a bit different.
It's something that he could definitely come back from, but people will always be mentioning it.
Well, yeah, you almost murdered a guy.
Yeah,
that's what they're gonna say every time.
Be mentioning it.
Damn, that's kind of crazy. And I won't lie, Rampage has been really making he's been making like his way into like the streaming world too. Because I feel like he's just so like unfiltered, which is like I love that about him, bro. He just says whatever.
He's always been that way too. I was looking at old interviews, and he's always been
that way.
A nutcase. Borderline criminal, but like, who's stopping him?
Well, he's scary. I mean, he's scary, bro. And it just sucks what happened. I didn't think it was gonna be that ferocious. I thought it was gonna be like a knockout, and that was it.
Yeah, no,
he went in for the
vicious.
kill.
That was like primal.
What do you think was in his mind? Do you think
Nothing. I think he was just dead ass seeing red.
I mean, to do that much damage is kind of absurd.
Because there was like no self restraint. Like it's like he just went on autopilot. And if no one got him off, he would have probably kept going. Like I think if he didn't get taken off by the other wrestlers, he would have there would have been at least 50 more punches.
There was 3 people that hopped on him, but after like 23 punches were thrown, they literally waited till all those punches were thrown and then they hopped in. Which I'm not blaming them because I feel like in the moment when you're like, if that was my job,
you're not expecting
I'm not
someone
expecting
to
it. But also, part of me is like,
go
I'm a
feral
wrestler.
like that.
This is a fake wrestling match. I assume like everything's performative here.
Well, no, the wrestlers know like when shit gets like.
I don't know. I think when they're in wrestling mode, they know everything's fake in their mind. That when they see something like this happening, it takes longer to process like what's happening.
Obviously, they're not WWE professionals, so like obviously there's still like probably newbies and novices. They know when it's like an actual bump. That's what they call it. Like when they do a move a bit harder than usual. But like they know when it's a bump or if it's like getting out of hand. You could even see it like on WWE sometimes, like if wrestlers don't like each other and one accidentally like throws a punch that hits the other person too hard, like the next guy will just like give him a jab. He'll reciprocate it, but then it's like back to business. But like you could tell with this, there was no business involved once that slam.
This is just straight bloody murder, bro. Potentially could have been bloody murder. I don't know. I think like the concussion might have played a role because I don't think people have those types of spasms like that. But I mean. Who knows, bro? Who knows? We really could only wish for the best with the guy because I don't think he's gonna.
No, I thought he died.
Well, I think he's in the hospital recovering now. But my thing is, I feel like he's definitely gonna press charges for sure.
That much head trauma though, like I thought he was going to be at least in a vegetative state. Obviously, we don't know like.
Yeah, because he got punched out 23 times. Like, and he was laying down as he was getting punched out against the floor.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like he definitely deserves some form of punishment because that's basically a crime.
Yeah,
you cannot be doing that shit.
Gotta pay the consequence.
And he's definitely. I'm curious if he'll be like kicked off like certain streaming platforms now. Whether it's like
because he got banned on Kick.
Oh yeah, banned on Kick.
I want to say unless I'm just spewing nonsense.
And if they don't ban him for that, that's crazy. That's literally attempted murder. Potentially, you could argue.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
Well, that I mean, I guess the pot took a weird turn there. But I guess leading to actually some more violence here. There is, so we actually recently did see Weapons. I won't lie to you, bro. Like, for those of you that don't know, Weapons is like a scary, mysterious, like suspenseful movie. Comedy, sort of.
Yeah.
I want to kind of give a review of it real quick because I actually really liked it. But let's just do like again, spoiler warning. Let's just do like a breakdown of it here. Like what's your rating? Would you say before you
7?
That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah, but my 7 is a bit different than your 7. Yeah. A 7 for you is damn near like an 11 out of 10. A 7 for me is like a 5 out of 10.
Nah, because a 7 is like, okay, so I'm saying.
I think the only reason it's like if I went in with no expectations, I would have maybe given it an 8. I just think with the way people were talking about it, I was expecting a top 3 movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was getting so overhyped.
25 years on this planet, and it's just like it wasn't.
It was on TikTok.
It wasn't
on
that
Insta.
at all.
Everyone was talking about it.
And I think part of it is because a lot of horror movies for me just don't like hit like that. Like they feel kind of gimmicky, if that's the word. And it's like I'm not engaged with it. Like when I'm watching a lot of these horror movies, when they have like all these supernatural things going on, because it just looks so goofy sometimes to where it's like it takes away from the narrative for me at times. Like, for example, a good horror movie I think was Midsummer, because that didn't have a lot of like CGI supernatural like wonky things going on. It was just like a very eerie, creepy movie. Have you seen that one or no?
No.
Oh, well, yeah, it was just like super weird and just like psychotic to where it's like that's what made it scary for me with this movie. When I saw the AR in the sky, I was like, is this a Fortnite map, nigga? Like I don't know. Like I didn't know what that was.
Dude, it was like a spawn point.
Because it was never mentioned again.
Yeah, no. So I think
and maybe we were supposed to interpret it a certain way, but like
and we could definitely go into that.
I just didn't expect it, so I didn't even have time to kind of process what that was.
So to like kind of break it down a little bit. So I 100% agree with you. Well, a scary movie to me, it's like I'm not really a fan. I actually don't even like watching scary movies by myself because I do get scared pretty easily. But it's not like I find it to be good though because it's scary. It's like it has to be good. It has to be scary, but it has to also have a good story behind it.
Scariness has to make sense for the story.
Yeah, it has to make sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, for instance, like Alien. I don't know if you've ever seen Alien.
I have not yet, no.
That is like that is by far one of the like that trilogy in general is like one of the scariest trilogies. By far one of the best set of movies you're ever gonna see. For me, I think what really like captures a scary movie is making it so it's not even about like jump scares are great when it's well timed, but for me it's like the suspense, the build up to like something greater that like just kind of is in the back of your mind the whole movie. That's what really scared me about Alien. That trilogy was because like especially the first movie. it's like this idea of like something lingering around somewhere, and you're constantly like this tension here. You're hearing all these different like noises from the machines, from the starship, and all that. Like it's like all these different things contribute to the overall ambiance of the film, and it's like having that, and then knowing that there's something in this ship with you, or knowing that there's something there out there with you, is just terrifying. And the way they handled it was really well. At least with Alien, it was like there was a lot of sexual references in a way, where it's like the alien itself like had a mouth, it would open up, and then it would have like another mouth coming out, like a tongue mouth, and it had its own mouth on it, and it felt very like violating in a way. Like it felt very like almost like, funny enough, it's almost like it kept your butthole tight. I don't know. Like,
no, that's
like, you know
that's, a great,
like,
that's a great way to describe
like it felt very like this is like creepy, but I also feel like I'm getting violated watching this. And I think that to me is like the pinnacle of a scary movie. When I'm looking at weapons, they had me in the first half. The first half of the film, I think, was
good first half performance.
It was a great first half. To just kind of start here, the premise of the film is that there's like 17 kids go missing in this classroom. One of the kids is still in the classroom. Hella weird. Alex. And then the teacher is like left with just this one kid. And now all the parents are like freaking out. They're raging. They're trying to figure out why their kids are no longer, like why their kids went missing, all from this one classroom. So they're blaming the teacher. They're saying that she's behind this witchcraft. Like they're just like freaking out or whatever, right? And then the teacher is like trying to figure out for herself, why are the kids missing? And so now she has to kind of go and figure that out by herself and try to solve the mystery herself. That's kind of the whole course of the film, is figuring out why the kids are missing and what are the kids. For one thing, I would say is the characters were really great. I loved all the characters. The teacher herself. One of the parents were also like assisting the teacher as well. The dad. The drug dealer, he was hilarious.
He was funny.
He stole the show. And then you had the cop guy as well. Those four, basically, it was like four main characters trying to like figure this out, but they all had their own storylines. So it's like I love the way they panned.
The structure was good. Like how they did their own individual stories until they crossed paths. Yeah, that was good. I think it just fell off that second half, and there wasn't it didn't feel fulfilling. And I also, again, went in thinking it was going to be more horror, but I feel like I would put it into like a dark comedy.
But I think it had the perfect amount of horror in it until it got towards the end. So I think like the way they were building it up, really what stuck me around the first half was the concept of what was going on. So like these kids in the middle of the night were just Naruto running outside their fucking house, and they just disappeared into this one house. I think it
started great. The way they started the movie, I was saying to when we went to dinner afterwards, I think it would have been good if they started the movie if they ended the movie how they started the movie. But now this time around, obviously we just have that explanation as to why the kids were running in the first place. And I think if they just cut it off there, absolute cinema.
Yeah, so it's solid. Like, I think the idea
that would have been a bit cooler for me.
Yeah, I think they just gave up too many of their cards. Like when they got to like the second half, they wanted to really show us what was going on. And basically this whole time, the aunt of one of the kids who was still in the classroom. So they only took 17 kids, and Alex was the only one left in the classroom. Apparently his aunt has like this witchcraft where she's able to like make anyone do her bidding.
Yeah, she was just a witch in general.
And I didn't even understand why she needed to like make people like do her bidding, but I think it has something to do with her cancer, because she was dying of something. So maybe like getting the kids.
Well, she needed like the lifesteal.
Yeah, so I'm guessing like her taking control of Alex's parents and taking control of the kids were like somehow sustaining her life, like they were keeping her alive. Yeah. That's what I assume, because they didn't really go into detail about that either.
It was like, because they mentioned parasites a lot, so it was kind of like a parasite.
Yeah, I assume it was like a parasite where she's just feeding off of them, and she takes control of the kids, and then like she basically uses this ritual to like command them to do whatever the hell she wants. And so it's like that, and again, it was cool to see how that was like working, but then I felt like they just kept giving us too much information, because I felt like they should have left us more in the dark about this whole environment and like what's going on. Alex stole the show though. Alex was great. Like I loved Alex. Like that kid's got potential as an actor for sure.
He did great acting, and his character was just good in general. Very smart.
Man. I mean, he like his performance was just. I looked at him. I'm like, this is exactly how I feel like any other kid would act in his position.
Yeah,
1000%.
Yeah,
because he's trying to keep his parents alive because his aunt's threatening him if he doesn't listen to her, and then she gives him the job of basically how it works is she needs like 17 personal things. Like she needs personal things from somebody to control them.
Mm-hmm.
So she basically asks him to do that for the kids in his classroom.
That was a big brain play that he pulled, where he just pulled the name tags.
Yeah, dude, and
that was good.
It felt like a villain in the making too, bro. I was kind of proud of seeing my dog doing that shit.
I don't want to say it
because
felt
there was
like a
one
villain.
scene, and
It felt like the making of a villain who eventually
didn't want to be a villain.
Who didn't want to be a villain, and then when he got stopped by the hero later on, like we would figure out that he was misunderstood.
He was misunderstood.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I agree. And actually, I keep remembering this one scene because I think the camera pans were amazing. Like the camera angles, the like how the movie would transition to scene was like really good. I think with Alex, there's one scene in particular where like all the kids are having fun playing on like basketball on the court, and he's just sitting there like hands behind his back.
I felt like a young,
standing up straight.
Felt like a young Aaron Yeager.
Yeah, so I'm saying like a young Aaron, and he's just thinking to himself like, I know what has to be done.
Yeah.
And all the kids are just having fun, enjoying their youth, and he's the only one like that serious.
Yeah. If I'm the teacher, I would have been thought it was him, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
To be honest.
In a way, I feel like it's the movie itself. It was really suspenseful. It was great in the first half, and there was slight comedic moments I enjoyed. Because obviously, it's kind of goofy looking at kids walking like Naruto.
I don't even think so. I think that was one of the more eerie parts of the film.
No, it was goofy, but it contributed to that eerie
But
environment.
that whole end sequence was super goofy though.
Exactly.
They did it in a way where it was just seeing her bust through the window of a random house, and then there's 17 children chasing after her.
Explain that. Like how we got to that. Because the end basically was just like
Alex just pulled another big brain maneuver.
Yeah.
And he changed their lock-on sequence from whoever they were attacking, and then he used his aunt's hair with the twig, and then he took control of the children, and then they started going after her. And then she surprisingly had like stamina up or something, and she was just going on forever.
If she looked so sick, how is she able to like run like a track marathon? That doesn't make any sense, bro.
Yeah, no, she was gone and busting through the windows too and everything, and she was and then she eventually got mauled.
You know what the thing is too is like I didn't like the end sequence because I just feel like it kind of killed the movie for me. Like that little, like it wasn't a bad end sequence, but I feel like because I'm thinking the whole time, you're thinking the whole time that they're gonna make an Avengers level team with the cop, the druggie, the dad, and the teacher, and they're gonna go up against this like massive threat, and Alex will be there too.
I'm not even. Well, that was just your headcanon. I wasn't even thinking that way.
I was because
you just wanted them. You wanted them to pull up, as you said, with like gold scars. And then just start unloading on folks.
I wanted to shoot it. I wanted the kids to be like dual wielding fucking Uzis and just going crazy. But like that's why I thought it was gonna be, because I mean, like you said, there was one scene in particular where the dad is trying to he's dreaming and he's trying to figure out where his son went. And then as he's dreaming, he's approaching this house, and there's an M16 rifle just hovering above the house, and it's just going in circles, and like you mentioned, it's like a spawn point. It's like what is
map.
this?
Yeah, like a custom map.
Yeah, it looks like a Fortnite pickup. Like it's so dumb, and it's like when you see that, that's what in my head when I saw that, I was like, I think we have a good movie here, guys. Because it wasn't like
I didn't know
I laughed, but then I was like, wait, this is getting good. Like what's the premise here?
I didn't even know what to think in that moment. Like I was dead ass just stun-locked.
I think it was paying. I think the overlining idea of the movie was kind of paying homage to school shootings.
That's what I thought when I saw that.
School shootings,
especially with the 217 thing being that happened in February. 17 people lost their lives. Yeah, so it was like
that's
that.
What, yeah, that's what we were speculating.
But then there was also another meaning for the 217, so there were multiple meanings for it, which is okay, that makes sense, but it's just never mentioned again. It was never brought up again.
Yeah, it was never brought up again. It was never mentioned again. It just felt like, that's what I'm saying. They had you guys in the first half, and really, it sucked, man, because I really had it higher. I had a higher rating earlier on, and I was like, damn, this might be I've never had a movie like this good before. What the hell? In my head, I'm thinking to myself, I've never been an enjoyer of scary movies, but this one I'm really enjoying. And then they just, boom. I didn't like how they approached the ending, because I'm thinking that everyone's going to stay alive.
It made it less serious.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would have been cool if Alex was just the last nigga alive.
That would have been cool too, but everyone
that would have been a darker ending, but I think it would have made the movie better.
So Alex survived. So did the father.
Everyone
cop
survived,
did not make it. The druggie did not make it.
Yeah.
And it was just, it wasn't necessarily bad. It just felt like I had hoped that they were all going to survive and like beat the threat, but that's okay. That happens sometimes. But then like the kids, when Alex had shifted them to go after the like the aunt, like again that end sequence, they were basically chasing her for like a minute, and they were just like screaming the whole time.
It was like a Scooby Doo chase sequence.
Yeah, it was like a Scooby Doo chase sequence, and then like when they got to her, it was kind of bloody murder.
It was very brutal.
That was kind of like they were like ripping apart her skin, biting her ears off. It was like these kids are literally just killing these people. And at the end of the story, you see that apparently like the kids are still mentally damaged, so like they're all going through therapy to like recover, and then eventually some of them will like begin to eat and speak again.
Yeah,
because they basically have like a little what's the word again, where it's like someone's like a voiceover going over like
narrator.
The ending, a narrator.
Yeah.
The narrator is basically just telling you, oh, you know, the kids are gonna go in recovery. The parents of Alex also are like in a recovery center. Alex is being sent off with his other aunts that are actually, you know, good people.
Yeah.
And then all in all, the story's wrapped up, and we're gonna finish it here. Frankly, I think they should have left it in the dark. I think there could have been a part 2. They could have made a part 2, honestly. But I think they could have. I feel like they should have kept it more open. Not really tell us how the aunt does her shit. Maybe like hint at it here and there. But it's just, I don't know, bro. I feel like the idea was great, but then the way they, you know, gave us all the information all at once in the second half was just not good in my opinion.
I agree.
So overall, I'm gonna give it a 7. Like I enjoyed it enough to where I was like, "This is a unique movie," and it's not like other scary
It was definitely unique, but
and it was good cinematography. It was good music. The music was kind of weird though, because sometimes they would be in a scene where like they're just talking, and then you hear,
yeah,
like what the,
I don't know. That's a movie that I feel like you don't have to go to the theater for.
I'm saying 7 because I think it did really well in all other regards, like in terms of the music, the camera angles, the actors, the performances, and the concept was just good enough for me to understand it and like pretty much really like it in the first half. It didn't lose me 100% in the second half, but it definitely, you know, I definitely went down a few pegs. So I think like overall, I would say it's a 7 because I think it would be a nice movie to watch because it's a very interesting concept. It's not. I don't think it's like a regular scary movie because regular scary movies to me are not really worth watching.
I'd say regular scary movies are more worth watching.
Really? I'm also, again, I'm biased because I'm not like a scary movie guy.
Depending on the scary movie, because there are some that are awful, but then the good ones I'd say are definitely worth seeing in cinema. I just went in with super high expectations, so I guess that's partly on me. But I mean, it's like the way niggas talk about it. I mean, like, how do you want me to feel? Yeah,
the way I think when you overhype something so much, I think if I came into this with nothing and just saw it, it might be a little bit higher. Because the way they were pitching it was like, this is 100% Rotten Tomatoes. This is like the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah, and 100% for a horror movie is like
bizarre.
That doesn't really happen like that. So that's like, I'm like, wow, this is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, and it's funny actually because I feel like horror is it's a hard genre to hit. Even with like anime.
I think nowadays, just because like I feel like it was a lot easier to hit back in the day.
Well, yeah, because there was no like standard for it. Now there is. Like now there's so much competition where it's like you have to dig a bit deeper.
Yeah, there have been so many ideas. There are only so many ideas you could do for horror, like in terms of just concept. So it's like you just really have to stand out, and that's what this movie did. It definitely stood out,
which is why I think it's higher on the list. Besides that, I think you want to talk about Gachiakuta, right?
Have you been caught up on it?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
How do you feel about that? About our new antagonist?
I don't think he's a new antagonist. I think he's just like a stepping stone for the dude. I don't think he's like a.
Well, I mean, he's definitely the biggest enemy we've had so far. Yeah, and it's like this is like a 2-part. This is a 2-week fight they're having. Like today they're actually like, from what I was seeing in the comments, like people were saying that this is gonna be like a really good fight.
Let's review the past few episodes because we haven't really talked about the past few episodes of Gachiakuta. Like I think episode 4, he got to the HQ, so he finally got admitted. We met the girl with the glasses. Yeah, she fine as hell. That's crazy.
She's awesome.
Yeah, like I swear to God. And then so he met the receptionist, and he's like meeting the crew members. And it's cool how they all
you gotta watch the dub.
Why? Is the dub better?
Her dub voice actor specifically she's sensational. But like the dub is really good.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm not criticizing it. But like Rudo basically just joins up the team. He's getting like recruited by them. And he's just trying to figure out his powers. He has like his first main fight in episode 5, I think, with the scissor girl. I could tell like the combat's gonna be crazy in this shit.
Yeah, there hasn't been any bad fight scenes.
Yeah, I think it's just warming us up first because I think it's going to be going crazy sometime soon. And then we get to like episode 6 where he's set on a mission, but the mission was a trap. It was supposed to just lure him in.
Yeah. And
then that's when he fights his first guy. What was his name? Zonka?
No, Zonka's his teacher with the staff.
Not Zonka.
It's Jabber. longer.
Yeah, and then we're introduced to the first main antagonist, I guess. Actually, with Rudo though, I want to say like now that we're figuring out about figuring out the power scaling and how the system works, I like it.
He's nasty.
It's gonna Rudo basically has the ability now to just his whole thing is like he values all sacred objects, and so he'll literally he can take someone else's object
He's like an offensive Maharaga.
Yeah,
he can just do anything.
No, but like I think I'm trying to think of the word. Like he can take an object and just basically how it works is if this object belongs to someone and is of like some level of importance to them, he can take that object and activate the object.
I thought he could just do that with anything.
No, but I think it's I think he can. But what I'm saying is he could do I think it's a more powerful item if it comes from someone and it has a memory attached to it.
Oh, and it has like value.
Remember, so like when he's fighting this antagonist in the previous episode 6, he like grabs like his crewmate's like
amulet or whatever,
and then obviously his crewmate doesn't have any powers, he can't do anything, but then he takes it and then he like I guess activates it. Since his crewmate's like really big on protecting people, it's like an infinite dodge mechanic.
Yeah, no, so it's nasty.
So as long as he has that,
it has a cool design too.
Exactly.
Really cool
as long
design.
as he has it activated, he can dodge infinitely, but he cannot deal damage unless he punches with his fist, because that's what he would do, the crewmate. So it's like basically when he activates an item, if it belongs to somebody else, it kind of has to be like personalized to that person, that crewmate. So he could use that item to his advantage.
Well, he could dodge infinitely if attacks are coming with malicious intent.
Yeah, with malicious intent.
Which is why the guy stabbed himself, and I think he's gonna be like tweaking out this episode in like a happy manner where he's like not even malicious like that, to where like Rudo has to actually dodge.
Yeah, he's just like a psychopath. He's just going left and right, left and right. Yeah, it's just like
in this state of bliss to where it's not malicious.
Yeah, no, and that'd be like a good way to counter it too. My thing is, I'm curious how Rudo's gonna be able to fight like late game, bro. Because I'm thinking to myself, like, if he has, let's just say he's able to run multiple, he's gonna be able to run multiple items for sure. Like, imagine mid fight, he just pulls out just dodges infinitely, then he pulls out a different, because he can't attack with that item. So then he pulls out a new item, deactivates that one.
Unless he could use multiple at the same time.
I don't think he can. I think that'd be too busted. I think they're gonna do like he'll have to swap items here and there, which is still dope. That's like infinite glitch.
Yeah,
like that's kind of
cool.
busted.
That's cool.
Overall, though, I'm really thinking, dude, like this show. People were saying it's a bit slow in the beginning, but it's like, bro,
I was gonna say, I
think it's completely well paced.
It's definitely well paced when you look at it from front to back where it's at right now. Those first 3 episodes, like I liked the concept and the environment and the characters, but like I wasn't blown away by it. But then when episode 4 came around, we saw him with the scissor girl, and then we saw our little receptionist Geldem. Like I was like, okay, this is cool.
All the characters so far are really like
they're very unique.
They're very unique. Yeah. The music has been banging. The animation, honestly, I like really dark shading animated styles. I like that style it's going for. It's very like dark. It's like, and there's some comedic moments too. I thought it was gonna be very serious, but like Rudo very like there's still humor being like thrown out there here and there with the characters and the dynamics between each other. I'm interested in seeing if his dad's alive.
Because
his dad died, right?
His dad just got thrown off.
Yeah, so I was saying imagine his dad's
I think his dad's definitely alive, and I thought his dad was either the boss of the cleaners.
That's what I'm
since
thinking
he's
too.
not present at the moment, or like the boss of the opposite regime that's like against them. Like I feel like he's in a position of higher power, either on the good side or the bad side. But no, I mean the show so far, I would say 8 out of 10.
The show's just too early on to give it a rating.
But it's damn near been a 10 out of 10. Kaiju.
Yeah, dude, we spoke about that last week.
Yes, we did, and
has it been going crazy?
Speaking about it again, it's just good, man.
What really about good. It? You keep saying this shit, but
I don't know. It's just like it just feels like super. It just feels serious. Like it feels like the stakes are high considering like what just happened. Like you read it, so like that number 9 took the director.
That was a crazy
And it's just
scene.
like now the vice captain was negotiating with number 10, and then number 10 saying that he was just a prototype for what number 9 actually wanted to do, and that he wants to merge with him so he could like fight the later versions of himself, like since he was like the prototype and he wants to, like, I don't know, like it's just I don't know. And then seeing the other kid, the white-haired kid, now taking on the mantle for number 6, I don't know. It's really good because it's serious.
People think it's goofy,
they have their like little comedic moments, but there's not really many of those tropey anime moments.
Yes.
Like I don't feel like there's a
Not
lot
much
of those.
fan service. You're thinking.
Yeah, it's just like they have their little comedic moments, but it seems a bit more grounded and down to earth. Where it's like someone will say something, and they'll give them like a little chuckle, rather than like jumping up and down, like you know what I'm saying, and like smoke coming out of their ears. Now, granted, the one captain, the pink-haired dude who has like the observation hockey, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like he's kind of all over the place, and he'll joke around, but like that's really it. Like everyone else like seems to be taking shit seriously.
But yeah,
Like,
because you
that's
could
why I
die
like
at any
it.
moment.
Yeah.
Like that's what like.
But I also
honestly,
like the power system too.
the
Like,
power
that's
system.
really
Well, yeah,
good.
just kaiju based. I just think it's. I don't know. I think the way they did kaiju, it was. Like I didn't really stop reading because I got bored. I just want to move on to something else. But I think like up to where I got, because I got to the damn near end, and then I figured out the ending like by just a spoiler basically. But I just feel like with kaiju, even the manga, when they were going in, like they were going in. Like there was no
Yeah.
like even like with the main character. I didn't like him at first because I was like, oh, he's gonna be a goofy character. This is like a serious environment. But no, like in the like literally in the future fights, he's like locked in, bro. And everyone's locked in too. Like the girl with the pigtails, everyone's like the way they're approaching it is like
and it's like you could with him though, you could feel his age difference too. With him being like a 32-year-old and like everyone else being like the youngins, they present him in a way where it's like he does have a bit more mature of a mindset and he does look at things differently than everyone else. And his goals, it's done well. It's done really well. I like it. I like it a lot.
dude, it's just so much. It's honestly, I'm not gonna hate on like
And
kaiju.
the animation
I'm
is
really
like
not.
phenomenal too.
Yeah, I've been hearing the animation is great too.
That's been really good.
Like for me, like again, I wouldn't say it's my cup of tea because it's like I already have a few like things I'm reading right now that are similar to it, which I'm like really invested in. But I think for what it is, I think it's like top tier. It really is. Like I don't know why, but any show like that, there's some, at least in my head, at least I feel like I get like some like connections to like One Punch Man sometimes when I'm watching kaiju. Like the way like the scaling of some of the fights, like how crazy it gets, like a damn near citywide fight. It's like it kind of keeps going from there too. So
I think this season's been slept on a little bit. Like I saw a lot of people talking about season 1. I haven't been seeing a lot of people talking about season 2, but it should be talked about.
I mean that's how it goes though. Usually people are always really invested in the first season and then they kind of dies down a little bit, even though it might be a really great season 2.
I mean, like Soul Leveling kind of popped off more than.
But yeah,
the
that's
first
marketing
season.
though. That's just marketing, bro. How much do you know? Like they just market that so well. That's why I get so many views. I think Kaiju's definitely getting up there in terms of like popularity for sure. Just probably takes longer though, because it's like I said, I don't think the marketing is there for
I
it.
don't know. I'm just really high on it, I guess, because I never, as I said, I just never thought I would like it since I've never been a big Godzilla kaiju.
You don't have to be a Godzilla
fan.
like.
But like the whole concept of like kaijus in general, like never really. It's not that I ever found it like corny, but it just never resonated with me. I was just like, oh, that's like whatever, like it's like, oh, a big city dragon that takes shit out. It's like, okay. But like the way it's presented in that show is like so good. It's really good.
Dude, that's like with me and like when I got into anime. Like I'm not like, why am I watching a romance anime or like a slice of life anime? It's like I might not even have experienced that in my life, but like when I'm watching it, it's just like the way that like some shows deliver the shit. It's like so good. Like I'm not like there's some bangers. Like you have like Blue Box, that's gas. You got Clanid, gas.
Mine is good. Yeah.
You get Rascal, like Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl, gas. We got like you got so many different options back to back, like romances, and it's like at first when you get into anime, you're like, why would I ever watch this? Because I'm not watching romance shows. Well, I'm not watching some soap operas in English. I'm not doing that.
Well, you love your telenovelas.
Yeah, but that was at one stage in my life.
Okay.
But like realistically, like I'm not really watching a romance show. I'm not watching like a high school Netflix show of like a romance with these two guys or two girls or whatever. But like with in this case with anime, it's like I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll try to get into it. And then that like kind of pivoted me towards, this is like a part of my genre now. Like I kind of fuck with this.
Isn't that one show you watch kind of a romance?
Which one?
The guy with the hole in his chest.
So the show you're talking about is when Hikaru disappeared.
Yeah.
Or Hikaru died.
Yeah.
Someone Hikaru died.
Yeah.
That show actually, funny enough, since you brought that up, that show's been getting a lot of popularity. However, it is been getting some hate because people were saying it's not as gay as it should be. Which I don't know. I didn't read the light novel, but I was watching the show. Apparently, they like
it's got to be gayer.
like there should have been more gay advances between the characters. That's what people were saying.
Well, I mean, if that's the source material, that's important for sure.
But like, I mean, yeah. But my thing is like, I'm watching the show. I didn't even think it was a romance. It felt like more like a mystery, if any, like a mystery suspense. Like it didn't feel like a romance show. It felt like more psychological. The way it's stylized, I could see how it could be pictures of romance for sure. The gay stuff, like I don't even see that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I think the gayest thing I saw in that show was when he reached out his hand. He put his hand in the other guy's chest.
Oh, I think I saw
And he
that
was
scene.
just like leaving it there. They were just like looking into
And they were,
each
like,
other. You know what? Actually, let's look at that. That was kind of gay. But like, I think that's the point of it, though, to make those gay references here and there.
So they're saying source material, like there's supposed
People
to
were
be,
saying that's
like,
not gay enough
okay.
because the source material is a bit more gay. Which I don't know. Again, I don't know how that works. I'm just gonna be grading the show. Really, the show I think has been good, but I just don't know how gay it's supposed to get. Like, are we talking about like gay? You're talking about like
Gay.
double gay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like gay.
So triple gay. Triple gay is crazy.
Quadruple.
That's the full. That's the round table. That's crazy. But again, that's totally fine. I haven't even seen a show that has a gay character, so that would be kind of cool if I see that.
Yes, you have.
No, I have not. I have not seen a show with a gay main character.
Bon Clay. Oh, I thought you were talking about just character in general.
No, like a gay main character. Like it's the main character. He's leading the pack. Yeah, can you even think of a gay main character?
Banana
Not the
Fish.
main one. What'd you say?
Banana Fish.
They were gay?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. I never finished it, but
Really?
I think they literally had it. Didn't you watch it? Did you watch it or no?
Oh, there were gay elements, weren't there?
I thought they literally had a scene where they were like doing stuff, kind of. I didn't watch past like episode 3.
But I'm talking about like a top tier show that has gay people, like a gay main character. There's Yuri on
There's
Ice.
got to be one.
There's Yuri on
There's
Ice,
Yuri.
but I haven't watched that.
There's Yuri.
I haven't watched that.
Maybe One Piece, low key.
But I think Luffy's asexual, if anything. You see Luffy getting with somebody? He ain't getting with nobody. There's no way. So that's why I think it's cool to see Hikaru like seeing that show. If there is gay elements, I'm curious how that's gonna develop because I haven't noticed shit. I just thought they were like
Gay.
Nah, like what even is gay?
You tell me, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what
They
is?
say 1 in 3
How do we
people.
define gay
They say
nowadays?
1 in 3 dudes are.
I've seen shows like on Netflix. Like, what's that one show you were telling me about? The one where like the high school students in like the UK, and it's like sex education.
It's a good show.
That's a good show.
Good
the
show.
The guy's not gay, but his best friend is gay,
Yeah.
and like that was cool to
That,
see.
that counts.
I wasn't really used to like.
Interesting dynamic.
Yeah,
That was
like
cool though.
exactly. Like honestly, dude, it's funny enough. I feel like when you add gay characters, I haven't really been hooked on a show that has like gay, like male leads. It's like uncommon for me to find a show like that to be like that interested in it.
Well, yeah,
but Sex Education was good the first few seasons.
On the genre.
Yeah, but Sex Education was good in the first few seasons. There's something about like seeing someone have a gay best friend and being like, that checks out.
What do you mean that checks out?
Like that checks out. Like that's what I would think a guy like him would act in that film in high school.
Oh, you're saying
if I met that character in real
that's
life.
like how you think a dynamic like that would go.
Would go, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But because I haven't experienced that. I'm chill. I'm chill with the gays. You know what I'm saying? Like the gays love me. Like I'll be honest with you. Like
Okay.
Like I have frequented some lesbians too, and I think they're phenomenal people.
Nigga. We're all people.
They're normal people.
Yeah.
But like when you're growing up, and I'm saying this in like truly like the nicest way possible. When you're growing up, you're thinking like foreign invaders are like on this planet,
Yeah.
and then like when you meet them, you're like, wait, we're literally the same type of person.
Yeah, we're all human.
It's crazy, bro. It's like it makes you think like, how can people be
Like with
racist,
black
bro?
people. That's how they see us.
If I didn't grow up with them all around me, surrounding me at all times,
You don't see color.
I don't see color. It's like crazy,
it's
right?
just a-
Like
that's
it's
just a
like,
beautiful thing.
It's
It's
crazy.
just a
I know the
beautiful
lingo though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing I'll say is like I'm not stupid. Like I think when you go
Well,
to
we were talking about it yesterday. Like in our high school, once you cross that stop sign to get into the parking lot,
yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
No holds barred. You could say anything.
Our high school,
Any racial slur.
our high school had an automatic N-word pass the moment you walked into
Yeah,
that
no.
shit.
Really was a blessing for those who
Yeah, and
like,
if you're
couldn't
asking,
use it
if
outside.
you're asking if we've said it, he said it. Me, I mean,
That's just my shit, Nick.
I'm open about shit though. Maybe at one point in my life I did say it. Maybe I was known for saying it back in the day. Honestly, what's your whole idea behind the N-word? Because you are black.
Why'd you pause?
Because you're also half.
Why'd you
You're like you're half.
Why'd you hesitate?
Like you're because I don't know if I should call you black or light skin because I feel like there's
I'm black.
because there's like debates between them too. I didn't know how to refer because I feel like there's like arguments between black people and
I'm
light
black.
skins. Yeah, I think so.
Why do I have to prove it? I'm
not
black.
questioning you. I'm not questioning you, bro. Like I met your dad.
I'm
like I
black,
know your
guys.
dad.
I'm black.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Guys, I'm black.
damn, where was I taking it? I was.
You were gonna say, how do I feel
as a
about
black
the
man,
N-word?
how do you feel about that N word? Because I know it's a touchy subject. To be honest with you, like I know people have like a little.
I know there are certain people in my space, the black space, that don't view me in that manner. Like they don't feel like I should have a say in this, but I feel like I should.
So you like the step brother, not like
I'd say I'm like
not the blood brother.
the distant cousin. Maybe back then, I don't know. I think the viewpoint on light skinned folk has changed from back then. I'd argue that we have it the worst though. I mean, we get the best and worst of both worlds. So
Yeah.
it's like it's really a lot, and it weighs me down a lot.
You can never
emotionally and
reside in one
mentally.
place. I mean, white people would open you up.
I just feel lost.
They would have you open.
Just feel lost sometimes.
I feel like you're
Yeah.
conflicted too, though, because I feel like you got like a mental. I feel like in your case here, you got like a crutch though, because it's
The
like
blessing is though, I could have like two sides to me.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but you've only
And I
been
can,
really.
and I can merge them too.
You've really been only taking one side though, because you've been dating only white girls the past few ones.
Well, that's my black side.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or is it your light skin side?
No, there's no light skin side.
That's what I'm saying. That's the whole debate.
The light skin, that's the fusion.
That's
but
the-
like I have my white side and my black
that's the
side
fusion.
and the black
That's the
side.
fusion.
Because there are a lot of black men nowadays that go after
The snow bunnies.
white women. And I feel like that's my black side speaking.
That's your black side speaking.
You know?
That's your. I mean, that's your Jamaican side speaking.
Yeah.
They be loving the snow
Yeah,
bunnies
but
over
going
there.
back, circling back to
The N-word.
I don't really care what anyone says at all. Like I feel like worrying about that, it's just extra mental, like
Extra baggage.
I don't need to be thinking about that stuff because I'm not the one saying shit. If you want to call me, I'm not saying to do this. But if someone walks up to me in person and called me the hard R, what am I going to do? Am I going to go home and cry about it? Like, I don't.
Shit, bruh. That's like pushing it though. I'm talking about with the A.
But I was taking it to the extreme. Like, I'm not going to
Okay.
waste mental space, like, thinking about that. Like, I have other things to worry about.
You know,
because there are always going to be people who think that way.
And you know what? At what point, you know, how I view that, you know, it's funny actually. I view the N word also similar to that, where it's like I understand society's view on it, but it's weird because we grew up in I swear to God, like we grew up in a place where it's like everyone was saying it. Literally, white lesbians.
I thought you were saying.
We had Asians.
I thought you were saying we, as in like.
No, I'm not
like
black.
That you were a part of us.
No, I'm not black.
which
I'm not black.
All right.
But the thing is, well, I'm Hispanic, so I could be a off cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a distant cousin too. At our again, growing up in our community, it was like everyone was saying it. Well, white people were saying it, white lesbians were saying it, Filipinos were saying it. Didn't make any sense, and it was like it wasn't. When you're a kid growing up, you don't really attach words to like hate like that sometimes, because it's like in my head when I was growing up, I just thought it was a word that you use as like camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
Yeah, camaraderie.
Like a filler word.
Yeah, like a filler word.
And it's a great filler word
it's a
too.
funny filler word.
If you have the authority to use it, like if you have the pass,
You got the pass. It's
and
a great word.
You know, it's a great.
It sounds weird to say that, but it's a great word.
It is a great word.
It's a great word.
It is a great
and,
word.
you know, and it's
I
like
enjoy it.
growing up and like obviously when I'm a kid, like I'm thinking like this is widely accepted because I'm not even. By the way, I swear to God, I knew slavery was a thing, but I still had no idea what the fuck it was. Like I'm so dead ass. I think I told this story. In high school, I was like because I bombed like my history classes every time. It wasn't until college where I took education seriously.
Yeah.
Took my first history class, and I'm learning about this shit. I'm like, Jim Crow, damn, who
Who's
did
that nigga?
this?
Yeah.
Segregated bathroom and a different bathroom. You had your own diners. You can even argue there's some exclusivity with that. But like I'm thinking to myself, like, that's crazy how that works.
And I mean, us having our own diners, they were really missing out on some greatness, man.
Yeah, like the mac and cheese be hitting, bro. I swear to God.
saying.
The bacon bits go crazy. But the thing is too is like I'm reading about it, I'm learning about it in history class, and I got an A on it. And I was like, damn, like I'm really like realizing like this is like I didn't know y'all people, again, your ancestors, I guess, arguably, went through shit like that. When you're a kid growing up in a community like us where it's so diverse, I'm not thinking you are less of me or like any other black dude is less of me. Like I'm not thinking that.
Well, where we came from in general is a very unique spot compared to a lot of
Other places.
country.
Yeah.
Like it's just a very mixed melting pot of just
Melting pot,
different
yeah.
cultures because you got a lot of like Spanish people.
Arab people,
we get a
too.
little taste of their culture as
Yeah.
well as black culture, but then also like white culture as well because it's like because you have some of the whitest of white people in Florida too.
You do.
On top of like the
All those
darkest of the
mixes,
dark
yeah.
and the most Spanish people. Like it's really so we see like the extremes of so many different cultures to where it's like everything is just like it's blended and normal. Like
if I was adopted and my whole family's black, I grew up in a black neighborhood.
If you grew up in that,
People argue that word is cultural, not just by race. And so it's like,
well, I mean, if you grew up with that background and you had people around you saying it, and that just became a part of your day to day vocab, like
I wouldn't blame someone for
can't
doing
blame
that
person, but
Not
then
blaming
that
them.
person also is probably just going to have a lot of explaining to do in life when they do.
Well, yeah, like when they do,
that
yeah.
and get checked for it. But what I was going to say is, like, I just don't understand why some people get so up in arms about it when, like, for being honest, like, damn near everyone has said that word.
Yeah, so
Like, when I see people get canceled for it, it's like, at least the A version.
yeah.
Like, especially during, like, middle school and, like, 10 years ago, even on YouTube, like, white YouTubers, like, everyone's kind of saying it. And it's just like, I feel like people are just very sensitive.
I won't lie to
People
you.
are very sensitive.
I want to
to it.
expose people, but like I have a few people in the space, pretty successful, big on Instagram, somewhat big on YouTube. I be hearing the shit these guys be saying sometimes, and I'm like, damn. They put on that Dewey, and it's like they're a whole new person, and they go onto the camera. All right, guys, talking about real estate today, so we're gonna talk about how you can flip this house, and it's like a switch, and it's like what? And it's like people don't even see that other side of things, and they always like just. You know, they always
People
claim
just
the
take-
worst thing possible.
People take everything too seriously, and it's like, now, granted, I feel like I'm sure some of the people who are saying it behind closed doors mean it in a racist way, but like a lot of people also mean it in a joking way, and it's like
I mean, but it's just not a word. It's such a it's a tightrope, bro. You cannot be saying that word in general.
Yeah,
really.
because there's also other
really can't be
there
saying
are
that
also
word.
derogatory terms, that like even have like more of a negative connotation to it that you really shouldn't be saying. But it's just like,
Yeah, there's just. I mean,
I get both sides of it. I just
don't see a point
it's
in
a
like
hard thing to.
saying that word. I mean, so from my perspective, I've come to understand as to why they feel this way. Why certain people think like the N word is like this sacred thing that you should never cross. I honestly I get it, because I'll never forget. There's one time I was in college. I had to take this exam, and I had to go to like a certain room for it. I go into this room, and there's just all these black people. Totally, again, I'm just describing the scene.
I think I remember you telling me
So
this.
I walk in, and then there's like all these black people, and I'm like, school's pretty diverse. I'm gonna lie to you. It's nice to see that. And then I go sit down. I'm just like the only guy there. The girl in the front with the mic, because she had a mic. I was like, why does she have a mic? And she was saying like, are you in the right place? And I was like,
Maybe not.
maybe not. You got
Maybe
is this?
not.
Is this like for the exam or? And she was like, no, this is the Black Appreciation Movement Club.
And then you're like, well, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
And no, but before I could say anything, she was like, I think you're in the wrong place. She assumed I'm not appreciative of my brothers out
Brothers
there.
and sisters.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, she assumed. And I won't lie, I felt kind of hurt. I was like, oh, no word. Like, let me get out of your hair. I'm so sorry. Like, I felt like I offended them. And then I got up and I left.
You should have stood.
What do you mean I can't join that
you should have
club,
stood your
probably?
gun and been like, so I can't appreciate y'all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, as long as if I was mixed, they don't know that. Like,
Yeah.
but regardless, like, I think, I do understand a bit about the history though, in the sense, because after learning about it, I do like with parents. I met two sides of that. I met black guys that don't give a fuck about their history, and they're so independent. They're super successful. They don't view life as a crutch. Like, they don't view life as like they're still in chains. They know the odds are against them, like every other person.
I view it as like the now, like what's going on right now. Like, I understand there's history for everything and everyone, but it's like you can't let that dictate
Well, the other side
how
of it,
you think day to day. Like, it's just
the other side of it, which is what I was about to mention, is I understand the other side where it's like they feel like people are still in crutches. They still feel like people are still being held down by the systems. I do think systemic racism, you could argue in some cases still exists,
Yeah.
for sure. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I think the more you look at it, like you actually sit down, you look at certain systems in place, you can be like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense to still have in place, or this should be updated. Or you could even argue, better yet, I think with kids, I think we had a discussion about it. When you're a kid, if I was a kid and I was fed my entire life by my parents who were fed by their parents and they were fed by their parents, that they will always have the odds against them because of their fucking skin color. And then they will always be the type of person to be looked down upon. They will never be accepted by the world fully, and they're going to have to struggle more than the next guy. I think to myself, why would you ever tell your kid this? Because now you have instilled a crutch into their mind from when they were a
also have
child,
to prepare
and they're
them-
going to carry that for the
You also have to
future.
prepare them for situations like that, though, because
But you don't
they
do
are
it based on
they're
skin
very
color.
well possible.
You do it based on the basis of the world owes you nothing to begin with. Doesn't matter about your skin color.
Sure.
The world, like
Sure,
you don't
sure,
think,
but
like
but then there's also situations where you may be a black man or woman where
you're going to all white
where
school.
where you do know that the world is like not fair to you and that shit is like
No, there's
nothing's
definitely-
guaranteed, but then like you may be in a position where you are clearly more qualified for a position and then someone else gets hired because like the only thing you could break it down to would be skin color at that
No,
point.
but that's the thing. When you have
I'm
that
not- I'm not-
mentality, now your mentality is moving forward. No matter what, I'll never make it ahead because I'm black. And that's what literally stops you from taking a risk, from like continuing to go forward.
take that
You know how
risk.
many rejections, failures we've had? Many people have had that are not black in order to get to the end game goal. And it's like, then people will still say that the odds are still in my favor. And honestly, I'm not disagreeing with them. There's people out there that genuinely prefer certain types of people
I was
over
gonna-
others.
I was gonna say,
which is stupid to me. But then you also have people that we live in a society where today, like literally, when they go to hire you, if you're black, a lot of companies like that because they need a
Diverse.
little more of a black base.
I mean, diversity, yeah.
Yeah, it's like very diverse. Also things are changing nowadays, I think. But it's just
And
to me at the end of the day, I feel like you really
I think
can't
that's so stupid. Just
like to hire because you're black or to hire because you're white or whatever, certain race.
yeah, I think you should just
Yeah,
hire
'cause you're
based
meeting a
off
quota.
I think you just hire based off qualifications.
Yeah,
and
you should. I
and
agree.
Who's the best for the position?
I feel like
but
I-
it's like I also feel like obviously as a country we have history with like racism
Yeah.
towards black folk and stuff like that. But I feel like to a degree it exists all around the world, not specifically towards black people. I just feel like if you are in a predominantly like say if you go to Africa, I know South Africa has a lot of white folk,
Yeah.
but like say if you go to a sector of Africa which is predominantly black, if you're a white person, you're going to stick out and then be viewed differently. And that's not to say that they're going to be racist towards you, but there's definitely going to be a different, like people by default may look at you differently just because you clearly are sticking out like a sore thumb or like being like a American in an Asian country. It's like there's always going to be
That essence of like you might not belong here, or this might not be the
Yes,
place where
yeah,
you belong.
Yeah. And it's like that's not necessarily to say that that's a net. Like I feel like people belong wherever, but like it's not always negative. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think you
But I
understand
know it's
what
more
I'm,
of like
I think you
it's-
understand what I'm trying
Like
to get
I don't think people are trying to be rude sometimes. I think they just think to themselves like this is not like your
like,
place.
oh, this is just not where you're from.
Yeah, it's not
Like,
where you're
this
from.
Is not
Yeah,
your,
it's like it's like
this
with
is not
Japan.
your
It's like
home base.
Like people are going to Japan and trying to live there, and like they still don't look at immigrants as like a first like an actual citizen. They still look at them as like, you don't belong here. Even people that've been there for like
And I feel
years
like that's
upon
just,
years
like-
upon years. I understand it to a certain degree.
I feel like that's just human biology.
Yeah,
That's
just
how
human
it's always,
biology,
That's
yeah.
how it's always been. If you were like back in caveman times, and it's like
Like
you
you
came from a
this is not who
different
you are.
tribe
yeah.
or something. It's like
I agree.
it's clearly apparent. Even in Sinners, in the movie with the white girl who was like black, like they accepted her, but like it's clear that she was different.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and it's like they embraced her, but it's like they knew that she was
They knew that she was
bit different than them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like that's total. I think there's like a level of acceptance within communities that takes time to develop. 'Cause you have to be with them for a long time. But I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like if you feel like you're being held down for a certain reason, like I understand why people feel a certain way about not just the N word, but in general about being of a certain race and feeling the world's against you. I get that, but you just cannot have that mentality because if you do, you're not gonna make it far.
God just vibe.
Even like the most successful guys I know, like a good bunch of them are black, and they even think to themselves like for a minute like I wasn't gonna make it out the mud.
Never
They,
thought I
they
would
got
ever
the
make it out
bag,
the
they got
mud.
the girl, and now they're good. Like they Gucci now.
Ain't got the girl yet.
So it's like, well, not you exactly, but regardless. So I think I don't know. It's one of those things, bro. I feel like race is a very touchy subject, but it needs to be had though. Like that idea of like what should be allowed, what shouldn't be allowed. These conversations have to be had every 10 years, bro, because they have to.
What do you mean? What should be allowed?
Like what's like in the sense of like right now we're worrying about people saying the N word, but I feel like in 1,000 years everyone's saying the N word.
I think so. We'll be back.